What's up, guys? I'm back again with another video for my channel, Music Meister. So in this video, we're going to be working on making music. It's going to be part of I don't know how many parts, but it's going to be a lot of parts for this one. I didn't continue on the previous one because it didn't turn out that good. Um, so, like, I don't know, I just, judging by what we do right now and because we're stuck at home, I think this video would be a better choice to do. So that's why I'm starting this series. It's gonna be my making music series. So this video is just gonna be all about what you need, basic stuff. It's just gonna be a basic video. So if you're waiting to get into tutorials or just discussions or basically just stuff about that, that's gonna come later videos. So yeah, this video is just gonna be all about just plain straight up working on what do you need, what type of this playlist, this series type thing for most of it until I say specifically. It's mainly going to be like what do you need, an overview, like basically it'll be all the stuff which I'm going to be discussing later in the video. Alright, so enjoy. First of all, as usual, comment, please. Want some feedback. Like, subscribe, and last but not least, enjoy. One thing to let you know quickly is that this series is going to be much shorter than usual, right? Like the videos, usually I make 20-minute videos. These are going to be a whole lot shorter, right? But anyways, so how can I make music at home, right? Because I mean, you're used to hearing, oh, Lil Wayne went to the new recording studio, or all these big artists um, like on the news, CNN time. Ariana Grande just got signed to a new record label. I don't care label. I don't know. It's just stuff like that. But like, this is actually how a lot of people who go into the EDM business actually get started. So keep watching. What do you need? Need. Sorry, play on words. In case you recognize it, good for you. Right? You can't make EDM or a lot of music at home unless if you have like a recording studio at home. You can't make stuff without this. It's called a digital audio workstation, or the abbreviated form is a DAW. I know it sounds kind of funny, but what is it? It's software to make your music on. Like it has all sorts of plugins and presets. Basically, um, it's just recordings of instruments playing notes, which you can use using something else, which we'll talk about later on in the video, or you can even use your keyboard for some really good DAWs. You can use your keyboard for making your music. Alright, like for example, each of the drum beat, like the drums, like snare, hi-hat, um, crash cymbal, they'll all correspond to a key on the keyboard, or in this case, if you're using something else, it'll correspond to something else. But yes, like for example, the crash cymbal could correspond to 6, or the hi-hat could correspond to 9, or the letter O, or if you're using a piano preset, um, the letter C could correspond to E, only because like Z, like basically because they're trying to make it look like a keyboard. Yeah, like I use one of these, something called BandLab. Check it out, it's really good. But it just like each key corresponds to a key on the keyboard, and it's just a really cool setup. But anyways, yes, so that's why you need a digital audio workstation or a DAW. I know I get laughed at a lot whenever I use the term DAW, and it's like it gets annoying to say digital audio workstation because it's so damn long. I mean, look at that, 3 words: digital audio workstation. Too long. So this is the other thing that I was talking about, which you will see in a moment. There won't be a picture of it because there's so many damn different things. But this is the other thing I was talking about earlier. Something called a Midi controller. Basically, Midi controllers used to look like those stuff which professional DJs have in TV or in real life if you've ever been to a concert where there's a DJ, or if you're just in middle school or high school and you have school dances. That's what the DJs are usually using. Sometimes they're just using Macs, but other times they're using what used to be a MIDI controller. Now though, it looks like depending on like if you're going for a cheaper one, and by cheaper one I mean it's still gonna be like $100 for any remotely good one. It looks like a shrunk version of a keyboard combined with a DJ controller. Like it has all those buttons and scratch wheels. It's pretty much and the knobs. Just remove the scratch wheels, replace them with something else, and it's kind of the same. It's just pretty much a keyboard, a digital keyboard, a piano keyboard combined with a DJ controller, except slightly modified. So what do you need it for? This is the thing to pick and choose your notes, right? So like this makes it a lot easier. Like I have over here, right in front of me, which you can't see, a Launch Key Mini. So over here, unlike the keyboard, which gets so annoying to use, it has stuff which looks like keys, like white keys, black keys for the piano, um, and then like they actually correspond to the regular notes. Unlike with a keyboard, or like, and by keyboard I mean like computer keyboard. Whenever I say keyboard, that's what I'm specifying. I usually mean computer keyboard. Like Z corresponds to C, and X corresponds to D, and S corresponds to C sharp. It gets really confusing. So this really helps. And also the thing about the MIDI controller is it can store drum beats. It like you can like if any of you have like some of those nicer keyboards, they have something which you call a jog wheel on the side. Basically, like say you're playing a C note and you turn the jog wheel up, it changes to a very annoying C sharp, or if you turn it down, it changes to a B. So it basically, but yeah, that's how it works. So it like the keys correspond to keys, and there's small pads on the top which literally look like boxes made of rubber, which correspond to drum beats. Small knobs on the top which correspond to different things like the tempo. You can mute the stuff. It's really cool, and it's hard to explain. I'll probably have to do a separate video for that one. But yeah, that's what a MIDI controller is for. Or the Midi. You need to have at least some musical ability, honestly, right? Because if you can't create a melody, who will listen to your music? You'll just, like, in the fan fiction world, well, not the fan fiction world, just in any world where you make products, and music is technically a product, you say no flames. For a lot of us, when you write fan fiction, a lot of people put no flames, which means, like, what a lot of products on Amazon get. Essay long, harsh, scathing comments, like full pages of just insult after insult. If you can't create a melody which people can remotely like, no one's gonna listen to your music. It's just as simple as that. So you need to have some musical ability. There is one other option for you though, and it's not plagiarism. This is your other option. You can collaborate with someone else and use theirs. Like say you have as little music ability as, I'm hoping I'm not insulting anyone here. I'm just gonna call this person Little Midi. Say pretend that there's a guy rapper named Little Midi, and he has no musical ability, or she, or it, or they, not it. But okay, this person works with um, a bunch of co-writers to write the chords for the background, the melody, the lyrics, because they can't write. They just have a name to themselves. So that's what you can do. A lot of people do this, like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber. They all meet up with teams and teams of co-writers to write their songs. I mean, but with Justin Bieber, you wouldn't expect anything really different. I mean, like he became famous through lip syncing. So yeah. All right. So this is one thing which you really need. It's super. I think I'm gonna put this one above all. This beats the DAW, the Midi, or musical ability. You need to have common sense. And I get that some people are saying common sense is different for everyone, but you need to have at least one type of common sense which will tell you this. Don't be stupid and plagiarize. Don't. That, like, you're like, oh, let me pull out, let me just take the melody from, let's see, let's just pick, yeah, let me take, for all of you people who actually know some old songs, let me just pick, no, you know what, let's pick something famous and hated. Everybody's heard the song I Want It That Way. So somebody who has no musical ability thinks that, hey, instead of collaborating with someone, I want to pretend that I make it my own. So I steal the soundtrack from I Want It That Way, tweak it a bit, and then publish it. This does not work. Instead of having the checks rolling in, you'll have the bills rolling in, and notices from the government or Backstreet Boys lawyers saying, "I'll meet you in court." Don't plagiarize. Don't. It worked for Ariana Grande because she put so many filters on it that they couldn't even call it theirs. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to include a link in the description for something called The Sound of Music, I think it's The Sound of Music, and it's from there. A lot, like if you've heard Seven Rings by Ariana Grande, that's where she got her tune from. Because there's no way you can get that close without doing that. Basically, she changed it so much that sure, you can easily identify it, but The Sound of Music producers can't call it copyright. So it works, but that's in very, very, very extreme cases. Don't try it. It's like a 1 in 7 billion chance of it happening. Well, 8 billion actually. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed my video.